What is up, TikTok and YouTube? For people that are watching on YouTube, I recommend that you go follow me on TikTok and like my videos. One, you should follow me because I do post more on TikTok, and you should also like my videos so I could reach a bigger audience. Now, let me explain this. So, this is my pyrolysis or my microwave pyrolysis reactor since it uses a magnetron. Now, I haven't completely welded the stand for it to like these big pipes right here. That's the stand that pretty much holds it up, and I do have to finish welding a piece down there as well to make sure that I can't just push it back and it'll fall over. Even though the weight kind of leans forward, still it's important to have that there. Now, I did get that welded somewhat together. Now, I do have to finish that. Now, I did break my pretty much my pressure needle gauge on the pressure gauge, and I'm gonna get a new one that instead of going to like 100 to 200, or like not 100 to 200, but like 10 to 200, something like that. I want to get one that has a lower pressure reading because the reactor shouldn't get up to a certain like over 100 psi at all, because the end of the condenser system is open, and the other condenser system I don't have on here are pretty much attached to the filter down here, and that screws on. But I do have, it's like the other end of it is open, so pressure shouldn't be building up, right? Because it's not completely closed. Now, also, if you notice, the other part screws on, right? But you have to twist the entire rest of the system, and there isn't enough clearance to do that. So I do have to extend or get a pipe and extend this out further, which I do have one, so that should be pretty easy. Now, here is my air leak testing, right? So I hook up a air compressor hose here, which allows me to test if there's any leaks. And also, let's say for some reason the reactor was to build up a bunch of pressure, right? I could also simply open up this valve to also relieve pressure at the same time, because the air compressor hose will not be hooked up here, like up on here all the time. Here is the port for the CO2 generator, where the CO2 gets pumped into the reactor in order to pretty much push out all the oxygen so pyrolysis can happen. Now, this is my DIY manway. I am not finished with it. I do still have to get some more parts, but I'll hook that up hopefully sometime in the next 3 weeks, because I do have to also save up the money to get what I need. Now, besides that, all these other valves you see on here is to pretty much, let's say something were to happen in the condenser system right here. Let's say a pipe was to start leaking or something caught on fire, right? And the gases, right, that are coming through here are still gases before they get condensed into a liquid, right? So they would be able to catch on fire and spread easier. So I'm able to close this valve up here to pretty much prevent the gases from the reactor coming through here, and it'll stop, and then I'll be able to open up this valve so it wouldn't build up pressure. So that's also why I have that there. Now, besides that, this is the waveguide, and I am so close to getting this done. So please share the video. I want to reach a larger audience so people do recognize the machine, what it is, or the reactor, what it is, and what I'm doing. And there is a few other people, I only know of one, that uses microwaves or magnetrons for microwave pyrolysis. And we do communicate back and forth. And he is the first person to use magnetrons, which makes it not just a pyrolysis reactor, but a microwave pyrolysis reactor, which is more efficient at making fuels, pretty much crude oil.